Okay, I appear to be live. All right, give me 1 second. Okay, I'm Mike Caton with Ace Method Coaching, and I'm here because I am going to be analyzing technique of 6 different hurdlers. On the docket today are, in this order, Eladio, Azrael, Ndeye, Kuvera, Eva, and Andrew. Okay? These are ones that have come to me this week within the last several days. So I'm going to jump into those. Give me 1 second here. By the way, if you jump onto this and you find this intriguing and you go, how do I get to be part of this? Well, what you do is you go to my YouTube channel. You go to my website at acemethodcoaching.com. Go to the hurdle page. You can go to the running page too. I'll do runners as well. But you'll see on there's a couple of free things. One of them is a hurdle technique cheat sheet, and then technique review, and you'll see how you can do it there. Or same thing on the running side, but that's how you upload it. I'll show you in a while. But let me get out of this. Anyway, I'm going to do that. If you have any questions for me, you can leave them in the discussion here. And once I'm done looking at these videos, I'll try to answer these questions. But right now, I am just going to check this out. Now, this is Eladio. He is 26 years old. He's been hurdling for 3 years. And he is telling me that this is the same thing this is the theme for the day. Not necessarily everybody, but several people are saying, I can 3-step, but I'm losing speed and it's hard to maintain the 3 steps. So that's what I'm going to be looking at today. Okay, so these are big 42-inch hurdles. Okay, so you are a good hurdler. Let me see what I can figure out for you. Okay, so there's nothing that just jumps out at me and says, this is wrong. So just so you'll know that. So I'm going to dig in and see what I can find, okay? Because it looks pretty decent. I think these are 42-inch hurdles, so they're pretty big. I'm going to wait until you get on the next hurdle for me to talk about the front side of the hurdle. Right here, I'm going to watch you land. Okay, the one thing... let me see here. Okay, one thing that I will say is and I'll know more when we get to the next hurdle, but you might be a little too close to the hurdle because I'm looking for the top of your jump, or what's called the apex, and that is right here. But you seem to be right on top of the hurdle. Like the bar is already, like your knee is already, or your foot is already past the hurdle, and the bar kind of goes in your hamstring here. And you should have reached your top before the hurdle so that you can come down on the hurdle, but you are still rising up and reached your top when you're on top of the hurdle, which sometimes means that you just were too close to the hurdle. Now I'm watching you come down. Okay, that's not bad landing. Look, the best I could tell, the front part of your foot is touched down and you're got a good position. You are a little bit twisted with your shoulders counterclockwise, but it could be because of the height. Okay, not a bad step. Okay, so one thing I'm noticing is you see the gap between your knees here, which would mean that you're getting a bit backside rotation with the legs. And, okay, not a bad step here. I'm looking at the angle of your lower leg here. Obviously, in the perfect world, your shin would be straight up and down. It's angled back a little bit, but this is not bad. Okay, this is a good angle. So, I like this. I like the full extension of your trail leg. I like the drive of your lead leg. I like the way that your lead leg is cycled underneath your body. And this here is this is good form right here. Now let's look at where you reach the top. Okay, so I was wrong because of the angle, but now that I see you from the side, this is where you reach the top right here. And you are indeed in front of the hurdle, which means now you're coming down on the hurdle. I like the lean of your torso. I like the slight bend in your lead leg. I like the position of your trail leg, meaning that you seem to have good flexibility of your hip, and you have your thigh almost parallel to the ground, which is keeping you nice and low over the hurdle. The one thing I am noticing, though, is this is your lead arm. And you're sweeping it by with a straight arm, right? When you pull it back, you want to pull it back with your elbow. So this stays more 90 degrees bent. Okay, now I've got several things to look at. Okay, this right here is actually pretty good. Pretty good. It does seem like at this point, no, it actually looks pretty good. I mean, yes, you are twisted here, but I think it's because it's high. Oh, I like that step. Well, Eladio, I don't typically say this, but I'm not seeing anything that is really wrong. I hate that, because you want to figure out how to get better, and I'm telling you, you're already hurdling really well. Seriously, everything you're doing is pretty good, if not really good. So, let me put it back in full speed, because sometimes that is just different. Let me see what I see. It's funny, when I look at you at full speed, it doesn't jump out at me as great as when it looks slow speed. Usually it's the other way around. Okay, here what I'm noticing is something funny about your trail leg. It feels like it's a little bit slow, delayed coming through. So let's take a look at that again. Okay. Okay, so one thing is, let me go back to this one. I wish you would change your arms a little bit. Like you are wanting to hold your trail arm forward, definitely out to the side. And I think you would do better if you actually let it swing back. I do know that it's kind of a movement in elite hurdling right now to kind of hold your trail arm to the side. I don't think that's good. And I think that it messes with your balance and rhythm. And I think you should pull it back a little bit. And then, as I was saying, your lead arm, I'd like you to just stick it more forward. Okay. This is just unusual. I think that, first of what I just said, I think you need to pull your trail arm back. You need to stick your lead arm a little farther before you pulling it back. Like, I think you're pulling it back soon. I really do. And I think that it's messing up your trail leg. And also, and I'll show you when you get to this hurdle, I think that your trail leg should pull through a fraction of a second sooner, so that right here, it's a little bit more rotated around. Not very much though. It actually looks pretty good. Hate to say it. So maybe what you need to work on is not so much technique of your hurdling, but just overall speed. So, I don't know. You look like a good runner. You look good. Overall, I'm pretty impressed. It's just that, they're pretty tall hurdles. Okay? Sorry, I'm not giving you more advice than that. I don't like that at all, but I'd probably spend an hour here not wanting to give up and coming with more, and I don't want to do that. I got too much to get into here. Okay, moving on to Azrael. Okay. Okay, what do I know about Azrael? He's asking, should I jump closer? Let's find out. Okay, so your issue is not, are you too close or too far from the hurdle? It is you are not running with full speed. That is messing you up. Let me go back there. So, come on. My computer seems to be overwhelmed with some stuff right now. Okay, so you see the way, let me back up. Sorry, my computer is just really delayed right now. It's like the RAM or something. Between all the videos and the streaming and everything. Okay. Okay. So you just didn't have much speed coming into that hurdle. And then you put on the brakes big time to land on your heels. And then you took a really tiny step and a really tiny step. See, this isn't full speed running. This is a person who's going to take 5 steps to the next hurdle. And you just don't have speed because you gave it up on that hurdle over there. And then you ran with 5 slow steps. And so you're coming into this hurdle with very little speed. And that's the reason why you hit it right there, because you didn't have enough speed to clear this hurdle. What you need to do is commit to going over these hurdles full speed, striking the ground on the balls of your feet with your legs and feet underneath you, and really run like you want to run fast and then go over these hurdles versus trying to break down, get under control, and do everything with control like that. Because it's just, you're never going to really learn to hurdle until you do that. So in case you haven't watched many of my videos, I've got a video on my website, my YouTube channel, look it up. It's how to 3-step, which is just taken an excerpt from my Hurdling 101, which goes into this strategy, and I outline it on there about pulling the hurdles in closer, bringing them lower, getting good at 3-stepping at that distance. And then as you get better and more efficient and more confident, you can gradually, incrementally spread those hurdles out so you can 3-step instead of 5-step. But that's what you need to do. Okay, moving on to Ndeye. Let me find that video. Here we go. Okay, I've got 3 videos from Ndeye. I'm only really going to look at one of them. She wants to know why she's struggling with three-stepping. Now that looked pretty easy. Didn't look like a struggle at all. And here you are in a race. Okay. So, and then here's the third one. This is another race. It's a nice track. Okay, so here's what's happening, because you're really good. Obviously, you're really good. Wow, I wonder what stadium that is. Anyway, I think I'm going to use this video. I think the issues I was having before is because that video must have been just a really large file, because everything's working normal again. Okay, so I'm going to zoom in, try to get you more in the center. So here's Ndeye right here. And by the way, I only know how to pronounce your name because I heard in one of your videos your teammates were yelling at you. Otherwise, I was going to say Ndeye or something like that. It's a really nice name, by the way. Okay, so let me show you what I see here. Let me back up a little bit. So you look fast, and it actually looks pretty effortless. If you were on my team, I'd be pretty excited because I'm thinking, okay, I've got a champion in the making here. I think you look very natural. Okay. So you have good speed. It's really no big issue, but let me back up to this one. Okay. So here you are landing. And by the way, I think you're too close to the hurdle. And I'll know more when I get over here. But so here you're landing, and here's what I am noticing. Your trail leg just drops to the ground, and it also drops well out in front of you, in front of your center of mass, out there on your heel, so you're putting on the brake, right? So you've lost some speed right here, and then you stretch out again. Not bad. This is not bad. Because you're landing, this is a pretty good step. And then here, as you get ready to go into this hurdle, see how stretched out again, you're on your heels. So this is a braking action again. So you're losing some speed here. And as I said, I think that you are too close to the hurdle. I really do. And you are jumping up. Your lead leg looks pretty good. You're jumping up and you're reaching the peak of your jump right here, when you should have reached it back here and then start coming down on the hurdle. So you're coming up high, reaching the peak too far forward, and then you're landing too far forward on the other side. And because you were too high, you then had to wait for gravity to pull you down because you can't speed that up. And then when you did touch down, again, you just let that trail leg drop. Okay, so what should happen is at this point right here where you're still on your toes, I should see you driving hard with your knee still as high up as your hips, and then your leg back. So let me draw this. I've been getting lazy about drawing. Your knee, thigh here, leg here, foot here. This is the way you should look at this point. Like, boom, you are just hard charging to that next hurdle. Okay? That's what I should see. But instead, you just drop it. So you want to think of your trail leg being a powerful whip. So right here, let me walk you back here. So your left leg, you push hard off that leg, right? Driving yourself forward, not up. And then as that left leg comes around, it's your trail leg, right? You swing it around powerfully, get your knee high, and then right here, your knee should be higher than this. Like it's this powerful step, first step to the next hurdle, and the one that's going to push you to the next hurdle. So much of hurdling, comes from in your case, your left leg. It's got to be more powerful. So you need to do a lot of trail leg drills. And when you do your drills, just really focus on your trail leg being very powerful. And then also, so you see the way you're running and your center of mass is low, you're kind of bent over, like you're getting ready to sit in a chair or something. You should be up tall, okay? Just get up really tall, like you're sprinting, and just do that. And then when you come into this hurdle, you don't want to take this step. You want to be tall and come down on the hurdle versus jumping up over the hurdle. So your issue is you're just giving up your speed because you seem to have it, but you're just giving it away by the steps you're taking between the hurdle, especially the step going into the hurdle, jumping too high, and not taking advantage of a trail leg. Okay. I am going to send you a copy of my Hurdle 201 because you're at that point now. Like you're saying, I know how to go over the hurdles. I just want to get better. I want to be in the fast heat, and I don't want to have to anymore be worried about three-stepping anymore. You're super, super close, and you'll get it really quick. So I'm going to send that to you. Moving on, Kuvera. Kuvera, I think, is from India. This is him in the red top right here. In India, I'm not sure how this happens or what type of races they are, but they get video as if they were watching the Olympics or something. We get different angles and they edit it really nicely and everything. I'm not sure what this is all about. But anyway, but at the same time, running on a dirt or cinder track. So strange dichotomy there. Okay. Okay, so, okay, so Kuvera, not bad at all. I wish I could see you from the side, but let me see what I can see from the front. Here you are here, right here. Okay, so best that I can tell from this angle, what the heck is going on with your lead leg? Okay, your body position seems pretty good. Your trail leg is in a good angle, but at this point right here, you are touching down or getting ready to touch down. Your trail leg is too far behind you. So I think you are not pulling it through soon enough. When you push off of your right leg into the hurdle there, you immediately, after you push off, want to whip that trail leg around because it's delayed. Not by a lot, but just a little. And then you got some kind of collapse going on here that I see you on all the hurdles. Okay, let me go. And then this one, obviously. Okay, maybe I can see here. Okay, here's something. So look at this. See how you are curved here? Like you are bringing your lead arm high and across, and that's making your upper body rotate like that. And then so it does this. And by doing that, now you have to swing your trail leg around wrong, and it ends up messing with your balance. You just want to lean into that hurdle, shoot that arm forward, and then back, forward, back. And keep your shoulders squared up, keep your hips squared up. And let me go back earlier in the race and see if I can figure something out. Let me go slower. I can't, unfortunately, I don't have any good angles here. I'd like to see you more from the side because there's something not right about your lead leg and your trail leg, and I can't figure out from this angle what it is, but it just keeps like not looking right. I think you might be too close to the hurdle and you're hitting it on the way up. That might be it, but again, I can't tell. Another thing is when you land here, your knee should be up higher by your chest, and unless you're young, and that's a lower hurdle. This is really difficult. And then you definitely seem to be losing some speed by stretching out between the hurdles and landing on your heels. So you know that's a braking action. You really got to, instead of trying to reach the next hurdle with 3 long steps, you got to try to do it off pure speed, right? Because when you run faster, you're naturally going to take more ground or more distance in your steps. But they're faster steps, not reaching out like this, and it'll be better. Okay, hope that helped. Okay, moving on to, I think it's IVA, Eva. Okay, so I've got 3 videos of Eva, who again I don't believe is in the US. I have a few clues for that. I think the equivalent of a high school sophomore, 3rd year hurdling. And she just, I'm a little bit unclear on the question, but basically want to know how she can be faster, get faster, stay faster, similar to some drills, or I'm not exactly sure. But I'm going to play this one. Okay, I don't know why this is happening because I was able to. Let me try something else. Okay. So there's something going on with your videos because when I watched them earlier, in fact, when I watched them earlier, there was a black screen and then it came on and I can see everything. But when I play it in my software here, I'm only getting a portion of it and then it cuts off. I'll tell you what I'm going to do because I want to help you out. What I'm going to do is later, not now, is I'm going to work with these videos and see if I can correct the problem, and I will put you on my next live stream to try to fix that because I really want to help you. I was impressed with your ability and I can see your struggle. So I'm going to get you next time. Okay, Andrew's the last one of today, and this is really, really good video. And Andrew, 5th year hurdling, but he's only a sophomore. So you started to be early on in middle school. Okay. So you're good. Okay. Okay. You look good and you look very fast. So but you want to know some things. So let me try to figure out something to work on. Okay, I'm not seeing you from the side, but the fact right here, if I look, I can see the sole of your shoe, which tells me you've got your foot out in front of you. You're not striking flat-footed. I don't know, your knees look pretty good there. Oh, that wasn't your last step. Okay. Okay, so I can't tell the angle of your leg here because I'm looking at you from the front. So that's a little bit unfortunate. It looks pretty good. Okay, nice lead leg action, pulling it through nice and straight underneath you, pulling it through straight. Things that I can see from here, are you keeping your hips straight? And it looks like yes. Relatively keeping your shoulders straight, but you see this? I don't think you should be allowing your arm to go across the midline of your body. So if we drew a line here, you shouldn't cross it. Try to shoot your lead arm more forward and then back. Don't let it go across, because then that starts messing up with your balance, because it gets too much twisting in your upper body, which means your lower body's got to compensate for that. Also, something unusual about your trail arm. Like I like it here. That looks good. But then it's like you held it there a long time, or you got it far behind you. I'm not really sure what's going on there. And then obviously you hit the hurdle here, so I've got to kind of compensate for that. So obviously you're nice and low over that hurdle, coming down on it, really good. It seems like you're landing, or you are landing pretty close to the hurdle, but I can't tell from the front. And then your trail leg hasn't rotated far enough forward, but that could be because you hit the hurdle. I'm going to see what you look like here. So good recovery after hitting that hurdle. Let me zoom out again. Okay, same. This looks really good. Again, you know how I feel about your lead arm. Yeah, it feels like you are keeping your trail leg behind you just, too long. I'm not sure what that's all about. Okay, so here you are touching down right here. Again, I can't see you from the side, but it seems like you're in pretty good position. Okay, one thing though if you look at the elite guys, at this point right here, when you touch down, and certainly when you come here, your trail leg should have rotated around to where your foot is underneath your knee, okay? But yours is still behind you. So that suggests to me that you have pulled your trail leg through a little bit delayed. So I would focus on pulling that around, because if you look at the elites, they're just in a different position. They have their knee higher than yours, and they have their foot underneath their knee more than you do. But I really like the way that you never even let your heel come down, right? You came right here, okay? Got your hips forward, and now you're already getting your leg underneath you like there wasn't any real braking action, and you're rolling right off that hurdle, ready to go to the next. So that's super good. But, okay, and again, I'm harping on your trail arm. I'd like to see it like pull through like you're running, like you come off that hurdle and then you pull it through, and so you're going into running. And yours, you hang it back too long and then you just kind of pull it through like this versus as if it were a running arm. Because remember, going over that hurdle is just an exaggerated run step. You want to go forward and then come off just like you're running again. So that's what I would work on. I'm going to send you a copy of my Hurdling 301 because that's the state that you're at. You're really great, especially for a sophomore, and you're ready to take it to the next level. And so I'm going to send that to you. Okay? All right, so that's the videos I have to today. Again, I'm going to redo Eva next time. Let me get out of here and out of here. Get out of here. Let me see what I've got in here. I've got some people watching, but nobody asking me any questions. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to take advantage of this. And give me a sec. Darn it, I didn't mean to click on that. I'm going to go into here. Oh, by the way, if you're wondering what happened to my look, I've got a few complaints that people weren't liking all the swirling stuff going on that I was doing in order to make my editing easier. So I'm back to doing it the more traditional way. I think this will show you. I want to show you my website. And when you go there at acemethodcoaching.com, and I'm showing this in case you want to send me your video, okay? Everything is so slow right now. You'll see you got hurdling and running here. Either one of them, it works the same. You click on it, and you'll see a couple of free things that I have to offer. One is a hurdle technique cheat sheet, and that's where you can learn yourself how to do what I did today, because I basically took everything that I look for in my head when I'm looking at a video, and I put it down into a spreadsheet. It's pretty detailed, and maybe you can learn how to analyze yourself. So that could be helpful. The other is if you want me to do it for you, you send me a free video. Some people do both. They send me a video and they go, I want to learn how to do this. So they get the cheat sheet and do it themselves. But some things that you might want to consider. I talked about these things here today. I'm going to send one of these folks my 201. That was for Ndeye, because she's not a beginner anymore, but she's got to get a little bit better so she's not struggling with the 3 steps anymore. And then for Andrew, who's obviously more at an elite level already as a sophomore, which is super impressive, but now he wants to do all the fine-tuning things, and that's what I talk about in 301. Also, if you, by the way, if you don't know anything about me, I've been coaching hurdles for over 25 years, and I've had a ton of success. In hurdles alone, I've coached at 63 state champions and finalists, and I've got a training plan that I have used for a long time, and I keep tweaking it, and making it better and better. And you can have that here. It's 60 pages in depth, step by step, what every workout should be from the beginning of the season to the end of the season. So you got to check that out. A virtual coaching session is kind of like what I did on this video, but a lot more extensive versus me taking 5 or 6 people and trying to do them all in a half hour. I spent about a half hour on one person answering questions, looking at their video, trying to help them map out a good strategy so they can have success in their season. Definitely something I want you to consider. Plus, you can just always go to my YouTube channel. I have so many videos out there, and I try to put out a new one every week. So hopefully I'm helping. That's my goal. So again, I don't have any questions today. I'm just some people who have jumped on to watch. So I'm going to end it here. If you want me to see your video, you saw how to do it. Go to my website. You can also email me questions at acemethodcoaching@gmail.com, but please don't send your email there, okay? It's better if you go through the website. That's it. I hope I helped, and that's it. Have a good day. Coach Ace out.